You want to go to the garden? Oh, oh, you do? You do? Let's go. Let's go. Hey, y'all. This is Marie from our Okie homestead. Been out here trying to figure out where I'm going to transplant my plants in the garden. Let me get in here. Look at my hoop house. Y'all have only seen it from the outside. See there? Right now, the door's actually holding that up. But yeah, it just totally melted my PVC. So I could not recommend using PVC for this. And yeah, it's only 1/2 inch, I think. I was trying to see. Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't unless it was like big around 1 inch thick. Maybe I would think about it. But I've also was reminded by somebody, I wish I could remember who and give them credit, but they talked about the fact PVC is not UV resistant either. So, plus I had my shade cloth on the inside, so that didn't help, I'm sure. But it got so hot in here, y'all. Look what it did to my pots. It just melted them. Half my trays and stuff, anything that was sitting up here got like melted. Just absolutely melted. It got so hot in here. So I'm hoping, I was hoping to, oh my gosh, that's full of water down there. Need to dump that out. Gotta love coming in here like this. This is no fun. I didn't even, this is one reason why I was late on my getting seeds put in the dirt. Was for this very reason. I had this all set up to be able to do it. And then this happened. So. Dump that water off of there. I'm hoping to be able to reuse my plastic once I figure out what I'm going to use in here. I had thought about the cattle panels, but man, the price of them is so much. So I don't know. I hadn't, like I said, I haven't decided. Got to figure something out, but at this point, it's going to be a fall project because I just, with being sick and everything, I just have not had it in me to do very much. Here I am out here in the garden when it's nice and warm and sunny, trying to get some transplanting done because I'm running behind still. So, been picking weeds out of the raised beds. For the most part, they're pretty good. I don't really see my basil coming up quite. Oh, yeah, unless that's it. Maybe. But anyway, I'm going to plant cantaloupes and honeydew probably in here so I can run them on the chain link fence. And my Roma tomatoes, some of them that had got eat on so much, they still are not doing super great. And they tried to go fungal on me. So I've been having some problems with them. The other ones, some of them's doing pretty good though. But I've had some poor germination this year for some reason. Now the onions, even though it planted them late, they're still doing pretty good. Pull these weeds out while I'm out here. I need to come out and get the dirt from around them so they can bulb up more like they say to do. I think I'm just going to do it to the bigger ones at this point. There's some more weeds. These little clovers, man, they just go crazy. That's what that is. Just chunk it in the yard. So, yeah. I'm going to do these bigger ones. Let's see how they do over the next week or so. That one definitely is going to have to bulb up if it's going to do anything. Whew. Anyway. Oh, one of my tomato plants, it's already starting to, it's got a blossom on it. Oh, they fell over. Dang wind. I've got to get these guys in the dirt. But yep, me and Pepper's out here. We're going to do a little bit in the garden. unless a wasp or a bee comes and chases me off. Since so much stuff has finally bloomed out, budded out, they have other things to mess with. It's when the seasons first start changing and they don't really have a lot to mess with, that's when they really harass me. So usually once there's other things, weed flowers, other plants for them to mess with, that's when they'll typically leave me alone. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that because it's a nice pretty day out here today. Wish I didn't have the road noise. I'm killing time till 2 o'clock because I got to jump in MT Homestead. They have a live on Sundays at 2 o'clock Central Time. And so I try to catch them. And last week I missed. And oh my gosh, I couldn't believe I missed. So I've got to watch the time. I should set my alarm on my phone. Because the notifications on YouTube don't always, they're usually, I mean, they don't, it's like they're not loud enough or something. I don't know. See, I've got 2 hours because it's just now noon. So, this probably won't take me very long to do what I'm going to do out here. I'm going to find my shovel, my trowel, and pick some more weeds. These clover. See that even the clover's got little pretty yellow flowers on it. I've seen clover that's like got yellow flowers, or it'll have pink or kind of a purplish color. If that'd be kind of that purplish color, I'd be hard pressed about pulling them up. And grass. Grass. Probably this fall I'll make sure and cover this bed up, because it got loaded with clover. So anyway, I'm going to grab my trowel from over there and get this tomato plant planted. Ooh, I don't have that latched. I haven't latched that. Since Pepper's out here with me, I'm going to dump this right at my GoPro's feet, of course, because that's the way I roll. So anyway, watch out, watch out, watch out. It's not typically a good idea to transplant in the middle of the day like this, but it's kind of a, semi-overcast day, and I'm gonna bury them a little deeper than what they are. I hope that's not a, oh, I thought it was a wasp nest for a minute, but it wasn't. Okay. So, anyway. We'll give them a good old spot right here. And then make sure, of course, to loosen around it. It was starting to come out the bottom, the roots. I'll take these extra pieces off. Pull it out. Well, those are a little bit deeper than that. There we go. Didn't get much disturbance with the roots doing it like that, so it shouldn't go into shock from the transplant, because it was like minimal trauma, whatever you want to call it. Minimal disturbance. There we go. Minimal disturbance. That's what you want in that situation. Pepper, be nice. these plants spent, probably a week sitting on the front porch. And then they sit out here in the garden, 3 or 4 days. We had several cloudy, rainy days. So that was like the ideal time to set them out here. Let them start getting used to being in the sun more too. Pull that off. That one. Minimal disturbance. So I think I'm gonna plant it a little bit more this direction. That way they're a little bit closer together, and that gives me room in this corner to plant a flower or something. It'd be cool if it was some kind of vine and flower, but the bad part about that would be the fact that when I grew the tomatoes and some beans, pole beans, they didn't like being so crowded on the trellis. And so I ended up starting to have insect issues because of it. So I cut that out. I'm not going to do that again. If I hadn't crowded those pole beans, I'd have probably got a whole lot more off of them. Okay, those are in. Somebody's in my hoop house. Karma. What are you doing over there? As you can see, I need to cut my grass right there too. Yeah, there's the bee. Mr. B. Yeah, alright, well, a little bit at a time, like I've said before. I mean, if that's the way I gotta roll, I guess that's the way I gotta roll. At least I still do get some stuff done. Might not be perfect. May end up being jobs like with the hoop house where I'm gonna have to turn around and redo it. But it is what it is. The birds are all doing good. Really good. Especially the turkeys. I've got, once again, thanks to MT Homestead, they mentioned one of their hens got killed by the other turkey. Their other hens, I guess, like attacked her because she was wanting to go broody, and trying to nest, and the other ones wasn't having it, and they ended up killing her. So, as you can, you know, I didn't want that to happen with my hens. And I didn't know, I wasn't aware of that until they told me that, which it was a new thing for them to find out too. So, Pepper, she's upset because Dolly's right outside the garden. Look at her, she's already hot. She's out. Pepper loves coming out here in the garden, but because of the fact that it gets so warm and she lays out on this black fabric, but she's panting now. I'll be panting here pretty soon. I'm getting thirsty already. Anyway, there goes another. I had went ahead and come out earlier and got the first 2 in. So this bed, I only have, I've got petunias that are still planted, supposed to come up. I've got 1 hole, it looks like, so, well, 2. It looks like the beans ain't coming up. And then I've got a hole over here. I saved a couple holes in this bed so I could put something else in it. I don't know if I'll put bell pepper plant there, or if I'll just put a flower there. Probably a flower. especially marigolds, to kind of draw the insects away, supposedly. So, yeah, marigold. Oh, looky. Our okra's coming up. Wonder how much okra I'll get out of a container with some okra. It's going to be interesting to see anyway. My irises are still blooming. I still need to divide them. But anyway, I still need to transplant my blueberry bushes. The problem is, I think kind of like with the strawberries, y'all, my strawberries, I thought I was going to totally lose them. They didn't seem to do so good at first. But I'm afraid if I transplant the blueberry bush right now, that the blueberries that are developing on it, I would probably lose them. They'd probably drop off. Because look what my strawberries did. They about died. So, they're still, especially down there, it's like, oh my gosh. So, yeah, I may not get any strawberries this year. At this point, if they just survive, I'll be happy. Because, whoa, man. And I've had to dig a little bit of grass out of there, so I apparently didn't get all the grass. But I've still got to sort through that other bed and then get it moved over. But before I can do that, I've got to get this other one done. Trouble, trouble. So, anyway, yeah, what I need to do is pull the back of the truck over here so I can just pull stuff out and throw it in the bed of the truck over the fence. But the turkeys, I've got babies hatching out, and I've got, which by the time this uploads, y'all already, the turkey hatch day video will be up, and so y'all can go watch that if you want. It's just basically time lapse and fast forward of watching baby turkeys hatch in the incubator. I pulled and put the one turkey hen, the slate. She was trying to nest. She didn't want to go in the coop at night. 4 or 5 nights. I was like, I don't know what's going on with her. Well, then I figured out she was trying to nest, and I guess the other ones were harassing her. So I turned around and gathered her up in the barrel with the eggs and put them in the chicken tractor. So she's been on eggs a couple weeks now in there. So we should be, wasps. We should be about a week or so off from her hatching. I'm having to keep an eye out and an ear open, though, because there was a couple chicken eggs in there, too, I think. And she's liable to hatch out baby chickens. I'll pull them if she does. I'm probably going to pull her babies after she hatches them anyway. Because I hate risking them out here. I don't really have a pen set up for separation like that. I didn't realize. So this fall, another project to be trying to figure out how to set up some more turkey pens. Just one's big enough basically to put the hen on a nest in the pen so she can, hatch out her own eggs. Either that or I may get me another incubator or two or something. I don't know. And try to just incubate, pull the eggs and incubate them all next year. I don't know. I hate for the females to get nutrition deficit from constantly laying if I'm taking eggs from them. So that's why I decided I'd take some and I'd let them sit. So she's done a really good job setting. Well, then the chocolate hen, she decided about a week ago, she quit going in the coop at night. And I was like, what is going on with her? So apparently that's going to be my sign. When them hens don't want to go in the normal coop at night, that's because they got a nest somewhere and they're trying to nest. And so I walked around one evening after dark, and I'm just lucky I didn't step on them. I was just watching with the flashlight, and there she was, and I went to pick her up because I was going to put her in the coop. I thought, I don't know why she's down and she's scared, whatever. And I went to pick her up, and she had all them eggs under her. So that's what the deal was. Whoa, okay, I'm getting too many wasps out here, so I'm calling it. Can't do this. This is why it's like garden time tends to be an early morning thing. Trying to even get it done before going to the barn, because you get out here later in the day like it is now, and then it's like the wasps and stuff still come around. The bees don't bother me so much, but the wasps will still come around and mess with me, get in my face. I don't like that. So anyway, all right, now that I talked y'all's ear off, I'll let y'all go, and I will talk to y'all later. Have a good one.